What is going on, guys? It's Kirby here, and I'm starting to tear down the barra. So hopefully we're going to get the cover off. I've already taken a few of these out. I think this should be the last one, and then I have to let's see, do I have to do something back here? I don't know what this is. Yeah. So I'm finally starting to work on this thing. One thing we could add to the parts list is washers, because most of these are just kind of crumbling when I take them out. I hope not all of them are bad, but let's see. Let's take the old cap off right now. And boom, like that. So I got these out. I've been coming in here and working, like, I'm still in my workout clothes, but I've been coming in here. I got these out, and in the first one and the second one, I don't know if you can see it, there is oil in there. Not a lot. Where's a little bit of oil in there. So yeah. So yeah. All right, so yesterday I got all of these out. That was kind of a pain in the butt. Like I said, we do have oil and stuff on that. I talked to Dominator about it. They said it is not a big issue. And now I'm just taking the exhaust manifold off. And I wanted to show you guys. I won't show you on this one that I'm working on. But this is really good advice for just pretty much about anything. Especially if you're like a lube tech and you're having to take the drain plug out for a car. Say if you need to take a bolt off. Here. One thing you always need to do, especially if you can't get it, is use your own weight against it. That's just one little thing I learned from working at a mechanic shop. Especially, because, I mean, by the point I was working in the mechanic shop, the only thing I really have worked on was the Lincoln F250, stuff like that. And, you know, that's all our own maintenance. So something was, you know, most of the stuff was kind of loose on it just because we made it easier for ourselves. But when I started working on other cars, and, you know, you have these jack legs that tighten these bolts down with like an impact. That was one trick that one of the mechanics showed me. And it's one of those things that you never think about when working on cars. You're just like, oh, I'll get in there and just He-Man it. No, use your weight sometimes. Kirby advice, or Kirby 101. Oh, I shouldn't say Kirby 101. That's more like Mechanic 101. But I just about got this off. Alright, ran into an issue. I got the exhaust manifold off. I got this motor mount off. I think that's what that was. I hope that's what it was. That's what I've been calling it. But right here, this bracket, or brace, whatever you want to call it, for the alternator, I have a certain 10 millimeter that came in this STP thing. This has been good. Like, that's what I use to get the coals and stuff out. But, so this is my 10 millimeter in it. Starting to chew it up quite a bit. It's, I don't know if you can tell, but it's kind of warping a bit. And the issue is, out of all this, I can't find a thing that fits. I have to have a 10 millimeter in here. And if you guys are wondering, oh, well, why don't you know where the 10 millimeter is at? This is the first time I've opened this thing up and used it. Legit, I've been saving it for my first motor, or like first motor that I own. But so far, we're getting her done. We just Well, I'm going to try to get the alternator off next. Then we're going to take the valve cover off. Probably get the entire head off. Intake, need to get that off too. And then after all that, we're going to start planning, start ordering. Then we'll, after all that, when the parts and stuff come in, we'll start building. I just want to add this at the end of the video real quick. So we did get the alternator off. If I could point right. Yes. So we did get the alternator off. Where did I put it? So I just went ahead. I found the 10mm that was in my toolbox. Just took those off. But then I took this off. Right here. But I got a feeling once you start taking all this stuff off in the front, you should be able to just take this whole bracket off right here. Or if, yeah, I was right. You should just be able to take this bracket off right here. But next up, I want to try to take the intake off. We ran into one small issue. As many of you guys know, my grandpa did have a stroke. He's still working on getting full control over his body. He has control on his right side, but his left side is still a little bit weird. And with his legs, they've gotten really weak. So I'm trying to keep this all organized. I'm not trying to take it apart as fast as I can, knowing I need to, because we don't really have that much room. So I'm literally putting the majority of the parts in the floor. But I'm trying to keep stuff up because he's also going to be down here, and he's, like I said, he can't walk too well. So if it's going to be kind of a slow process to get this thing tore down. But next part should be the intake. Then once we get the intake off, I want to take the valve cover off, and then we're going to start working on the head. I'm going to get some numbers in too. The plan is to get some stuff powder coated. And then maybe I'll just spray paint the block. Honestly, I don't know. Like I said, this is the first time I'm building a motor. So you guys are just going to have to bear with me because I'm just going off of online forums and trying to figure it out.